Hey y'all, well, we're gonna try this again. I'm out in the chicken coop, kind of hunched over here by this chicken wire because don't get any signal out here. But got off work a little later this evening and didn't have time to start any big projects. But I'm finding out pretty quickly that life on a big old place like this always yields something to do. So just kind of been doing piddling things, as Mamaw used to call it. Old folks say piddling, just piddling around. Y'all ever say that? Well, that's what I've been doing this evening, is piddling, just checking the garden, getting it watered, getting the chickens fed. And I don't know if y'all remember or not, but when we got these chickens, they were pretty much just leftovers at an old chicken house where they harvest them about every 18 weeks. And they're broilers. And I did a little research, and I'm like, you know what? I went down and caught about 60 of them, like a dummy. No, and we butchered a few and put them in the freezer. But they were only about a month and a half old, and everybody was, all the pundits said, they won't lay, ain't gonna happen. Well, I got a pretty cool surprise coming out to the chicken house this evening. They're still about a month and a half away from laying age, but I guess all that feed I'm feeding them is paying off. Y'all look at here. How about that? I don't even have the nesting boxes built for them yet. We got it. They're starting to earn their keep, so I'm gonna take that. It's a little small, but I'll take it for the first one. How about that? All right, I'm gonna go outside, see if I can get past this tin without losing signal, and Al don't get me for taking the egg. Y'all hang on a minute. They're starting to roost down for the evening. This tin blocks the signal, so anyway. How cool is that? So, I guess a little faith paid off, huh? And a lot of chicken feed. That's pretty cool. First egg on the place tonight. I guess they'll commence to. I better get in there and get some boxes for them, and maybe they'll get a little size to him. Maybe, knowing Jordan, he'd have to eat about 5 of these to get one. But with that many chickens, we may be able to get that. Let's see who we got checking in already. Hoping the signal don't go silly. It's been acting up here lately. Maybe that African dust in the air. Or it's probably the fire ants. Blame everything on fire ants, don't we? Angie up in North Carolina is watching. There's Phil. How you doing, sir? Barb in Arkansas. We got Sandra on here. And let's see who else. San Antonio's checking in. Margaret says it's hot down there. Hey, Barb, how are you? Well, scroll, you silly thing. Gary, doing fine. Been a good day. Been a good day. Especially getting that first day. Hey, Misty, how are you? There's Allison, how are you? Hey, Sarah. But felt like a cool front hit Texas this evening. See, it's only 95. Seriously, it felt a lot cooler today with just a few degrees difference. I don't know if y'all experienced it or not, but just didn't get hit in the face with the heat quite so bad today. But for those of you just joining, hey Sarah, we got our first egg tonight. You have to go back and watch. That was quite a surprise. So they said they wouldn't lay, said they'd all die, and that the breasts would overload and they'd break their legs. And had a few of them succumb to all that right on early, but I've only named it 2 of them for those of you that hadn't been following. Of course, we got Big Al the rooster, and then when we brought them home, of course, they're designed to be meat chickens, and they're not going to be the best layers, but they'll lay along the way. And first few weeks or whatever, they we lost a few. Legs would break, as they said they would, and then even since then, some of them are a little bit lethargic and lazy. I guess it's just overloaded. So those were the ones we'd butcher. But there was one that man, has a heart of a fighter. I mean, I had to name it. So we named it Peg for one reason. Poor thing is not in pain, so don't need any animal rights people calling that chicken's doing fine. It's alive and eating well. But poor thing's got a deformed leg and on one side, but has adapted to it, so she hops around on one leg. And I mean, she can keep up with those chickens like nobody's business. So we call her Peg. So we got Al and Peg. That's the only two we named. The rest of them are either layers or Sunday dinner. But I admired that fighting spirit in her, and she gets fed a little extra so she don't have to walk so far. Call it spoiling if you want to, but man, she tickles me. She don't let it bother her. She just gets it done. So who knows? That may be Peg's egg. Peg's egg. I made a rhyme on a peg leg. Why not laugh? That's what life should be about, is joy, right? It's out there. We just got to look for it. Some days, got to look a little harder than others. It can be pretty taxing. But had some old soaker hoses my Aunt Bonnie gave me or to use. And man, they were dry rotted and all kind of messed up. Some of them busted, but I got out there, and I think the most inventive person probably in the world today is a farmer of some kind. Because sometimes you just have to make do with what you got on the plates. Yeah, you can go buy it at the store, but you don't have time. So I found some pipe and did some East Texas engineering, we'll call it. And got it going. So the soaker hose is in place. That way that old sprinkler wastes a lot of water to the air. So it's getting directly on the peas. They're coming up pretty good. And watermelons are growing. I'm glad I got another pea patch, because this first one's looking pretty rough after that wind blew it down. Me and Jordan might get a couple of messes out of these peas, but we'll see. We'll have plenty for fall. Anyway, nugget, hot wings, and drumstick. That's right. Hey, Alicia, how are you? Hey, what's going on, Jason? Man, now that's a man that can have a good day right there. I love my Florida cousins, but his office is probably one of the better ones. I'll leave it alone, but hope everything's going well out Florida way, and it's a lot like East Texas out there, and I love it. So if you ever get out this way, brother, I'll save the egg for you. Got our first egg tonight. I don't know, it may be kind of rancid by the time you get out here, by the time I get to see you. But love y'all much. All right, well, I got to go shift the soaker hoses to the next row, because tell you one thing, you don't water this dirt, y'all can see it is powder dry in East Texas, but I'm sure grow some good vegetables if you get it rolling. And I've learned my lesson on this pasture too. We did some tree chopping the other day, and I'm gonna wait for a couple of rains before I set that rascal on fire. Now if I burn the pasture, I'll be burning the garden, so I don't want to do that. Yeah, it's hot out there, I know, Jason. Hey, Stacy, how are you? All right, well, I'm gonna take our first egg and go look at it, I guess, because it ain't enough to make a meal. Maybe we'll have something in the morning now that they're beginning to move that way. Shoot, as hot as it was, I'm surprised it wasn't fried when I got out there. But anyway, had to go on chicken snake watch now. Can't just go bebopping into the chicken house anymore. We're going to have to look for them old rascals. Hey, Donna. All right, we'll talk to y'all, I guess, may not get on tomorrow, I don't know. Tomorrow night, busy schedule. And we'll see what happens. But y'all make somebody smile, make a difference, and try to find something to be joyful about. It's out there. Just got to look for it. Be the light, y'all. Talk to you later.